Welcome to Island Gem Presents Wired Spiders. This is part 2 of our spider web pendant. You will be using 2 6mm faceted cut beads, 2 pieces of 24 gauge copper at 14 inches each. We will be using numerous tools, which include round nose pliers, our loop makers, chain nose pliers, our finger savers, flat nose pliers, and snippers. Let's get started. So we're trying to find the middle of the wire, and both spiders are in this. We're making earrings, so both spiders will require a loop. So it's often good to start them both at once and then separate them and do them. That way each loop is consistent. So we're going to create our first loop. We like to use a 90-degree angle when we're wire wrapping. It creates a far tighter coil at the top. This is where the spider will hang off the earring. This is what the spider will look like afterwards, and we'll take you through it. The key here is to hide all the pokey parts, and we will show you how to do that. So we've done the little hangy loop. The next loop that we're doing is where we're going to attach the legs. It's kind of like a body loop. And then we are going to thread the bead on. Sometimes it's easier said than done. So we're pushing the bead up tight, trying to keep these spiders quite small as we are using them for earrings. We're going to take the wires and bring them up either side of the bead and then secure them under where the body loop is. This makes it easier so that when we start making the legs, we're not having those wires move around the side of the body. Keeps everything stable. So we're going to try and keep some consistency here. So we are going to make the legs about 1.5 centimeters, 15 millimeters long. We're going to fold the wire back on itself and then use our flat nose pliers to twist it up and make it into a leg. I like to do it this way and leave a little bit of a loop at the end. One, because there are people that are quite scared of spiders, so the more we can make it look like a spider but not too much like a spider, it makes it easier. So the more you twist, the shorter the leg will get. So we just want to make sure that it's sort of consistent. Then we're going to thread the wire back through the body once and make the next leg. The reason we're threading it through is just to keep the legs connected to the body, because if we just made the next leg, you would have a row of legs that were not really attached to the body. The more you work with the wire, the stiffer it's going to get. So again, 1.5 centimeters. It's just over half an inch. Folding it back and twisting it. At any point you can always go back and twist more if need be. And kind of keep those close together, give us enough space to add the other 2 legs on this side. I believe I have sped this up a little bit just for time. So we're not going to show you the other side because, let's face it, once you've done 4 legs on this side, you're just literally doing the same thing on the other side. Trying to give you as much information with the least amount of time. Feel free to pause the video anytime you need to, or rewind as the case may be. Then we're going to thread the last of the wire in through the body, and we're going to leave it until the other side is done, and then I'll show you what we do with that. Again, our whole point here is to make sure that there are no pokey parts, although as far as spiders go, there are. We're going to take the 2 ends and we're going to twist them together. The key to great jewelry is always sort of hiding those pokey parts. If you don't hide them, and they can get snagged on fibers of any kind of sweater, so the more hidden they are, the better. So now I'm just coiling this up. The pokey part's hidden on the inside of the coil, and then I'm going to just squish it down, and it's going to fill in that body cavity and make it a little bit easier. Then we are going to bend the legs and angle them so they look more spider-like, less squishy spider. Copper is very easy to work with. It's quite soft, and it's also great for patina, for oxidization. So we're going to darken the spider up, make it look a little bit more spider-like. Okay, this is liver of sulfur. It's a natural gel. My liver of sulfur is a little on the older side, so normally when you add hot water it goes quite yellow. It's quite stinky. It smells like your best friend let one rip right beside you. But because mine is old, it's kind of gone all brown and clumpy. It still does the job. I don't think I added enough, so I'll add some more. And then anything that I want darkened up, this is what we do. This the liver sulfur, when it hits the hot water, is what starts the chemical reaction to darken and oxidize the copper, but it doesn't last very long. So anything you've got to darken up, this solution will only last about 15 minutes before it goes cloudy and becomes unusable. So we're going to leave it for a little while, and then we will take them out and rinse them off, and they will be a lot darker. The beauty with the natural one is that if you don't want it black, you just want it antique, sort of a lighter color, like a lighter shade of dark, you don't have to leave it in, and it takes a little while to get to that point. I'm going to try and get all of these little pieces out, but it's probably not going to work, so there you go. Now we're just going to add everything together and turn them into earrings. Pretty simple. Although the loop at the head of the spider is in between the ears, I'm adding a couple of jump rings on to lengthen it a little bit. I might adjust these later if I don't like how it hangs. And you just need to be aware that every time you add a jump ring, it changes the angle of how it's going to sit in your ear. So, you know, start one at a time. If you want your spiders to be sort of face forward, it's going to be one jump ring different than, say, having them on the side facing sideways. We use sterling silver here, just for the fact that a lot of people are sensitive to copper. So these make some very good sort of Halloweeny earrings. Spiders themselves, this is about my favorite kind of spider. Gotta say, the buglets are not my favorite. But I love making wired spiders as well as beaded spiders. And here you go. Here is the end result. Bada bing, bada boom. Voila!